I'm Marcello,
And I'm Nick.
and today we're going to be talking about coal as an energy source.
As I'm sure many of you know, coal is an abundant and affordable fossil fuel resource used all over the world for energy production. It is formed when plant material is buried in oxygen-poor conditions, subject to high heat and pressure over a long time. The plant material that creates coal is due to the composition of many prehistoric vegetation that has become submerged in swampy conditions, dating even all the way back to 300 million years ago. The four types of coal are peat, lignite, bituminous, and anthracite. Probably pronounced those wrong. Each type of coal is dependent on the amount of pressure, time, and heat. Each is subject to and the amount of water that is in them due to those factors. Peat is the preliminary stages of coal that is not used for energy production. Lignite is the most common form and makes up over half of the world's coal reserves. So let's talk about coal reserves. Coal is the number one fuel globally for energy production and accounts for almost 94% of the U.S.'s fossil fuel energy reserve. Today, the amount of readily available and extractable coal that the world has is known as a proven reserve. 37% of the world's coal proven reserves are in Asia, 30% in Europe, and 28% in North America, United States having the most. However, it is a bountiful resource. There are only roughly 100 years proven of coal reserves left on the earth.
Coal is mined using two main techniques: strip mining and MTR, or mountaintop removal. Strip mining is the extraction of near-surface, relatively flat-lying, thin deposits of coal. Area mining usually progresses in a series of parallel deep trenches referred to as furrows or strips. The length of these strips may be hundreds of meters. This technique has been used to acquire coal for almost 80 years, but recently, mountaintop removal has become much more common as companies need to dig deeper and deeper to extract more reserves of coal. MTR is the process of using explosives to literally blow the top or the side off of a mountain in order to acquire the coal reserves that reside within that mountain. At its peak in the 20th century, mining employed more than 150,000 people in West Virginia alone. In the Appalachian Mountain Range, coal mining is viewed as almost a way of life and is deeply rooted in the local culture. Next, I'll be explaining how energy is created and electricity is created using coal. At a coal power plant, the coal is sent into a furnace where it is used to steam water, and that steam is sent through pipes that turn a turbine, and that turbine powers a generator. That generator then sends electricity out to the rest of the community that it serves. Since 1970, more than 2 billion tons of coal have come from the Central Appalachian coal fields, and coal is known as America's power. Coal has the fourth highest energy return on energy investments of all forms of stationary sources of electricity.
Hello, my name is Marcello, and I'm going to be talking about coal mining's effect on the local environment, as well as local effects on the community and health effects in general. So first, I'm going to talk about strip mining, which Nick emphasized earlier. Strip mining can destroy local landscapes. It can also create in forests and with the wildlife habitats at the site of mines where trees, plants, and topsoil are cleared from the mining areas. This can lead to soil erosion and destruction of agricultural land. And in certain cases, when it rains, it can even wash the loosened topsoil into the streams, and it can pollute the waterways with sediment. One example in particular is mountaintop removal. Mountaintop removal has already claimed large parts of the Appalachian Mountains. It's purely obliterated entire sections of the mountains, and it even ruins the small ecosystems, and it's been shown to even pollute the water. However, one large argument against it is it creates a large amount of jobs and increased tax revenue in those areas, and it is a part of the culture of mining, and it is what they see as American. One example of a negative side effect of one of these mountaintop removals is in October in 2000, there was a toxic sludge spill. It contained arsenic and mercury and killed almost everything in the water. It had, in some places had reached 5 feet deep and had even covered nearby residents' yards. The spill polluted hundreds of miles of the Big Sandy River, its tributaries, and even the Ohio River as well. It was a water supply for over 27,000 residents, and it was all completely contaminated. And all the aquatic life in Coldwater Folk and Wolf Creek was killed. For comparison, this spill was 30 times larger than the Exxon Valdez oil spill that spilled 12 million gallons in the U.S. So coal mines effects also can hurt local communities. In these communities near mountaintop removal, we've seen an increase in lung cancer and leukemia.